Today we're going to talk about texture. Texture is the way something feels. Might feel bumpy, smooth, sticky, tacky, prickly, soft, hard, rough. Maybe you can think of some other words that I can't think of right now. So what you are going to do is go on a texture hunt around wherever you are right now. So what you need is paper. Thin paper is fine. If it's in your sketchbook, you might want to tear it out. So it doesn't matter what color really, but I'm going to use white. And what I have here, I have texture plates that I keep in my classroom because we can't all walk around and rub on everything. But what I did is I did walk around my room with some crayons. You can use regular crayons. I have broken crayons, and so I use the side of the crayon. I'm going to show you that. So I have my broken crayons, and then I have regular unbroken crayons in here. So what I did is I walked around the classroom and found different textures, and I laid my paper on the wall or part of the desk or part of my shelves. I just found things and I did a rubbing with my crayon. A lot of you know how to do a rubbing already, so I'm going to demonstrate with my texture plates. So find a crayon. If you have a broken crayon, don't throw them away. You can peel the paper off, and they work really well. So I'll show you first with a broken, unpapered, naked crayon. And I'm going to just put it down on its side, and I'm just rubbing it. I got to hold my paper down. The texture's underneath. So if you're doing this on a wall, you have to hold it down and rub. You can go as big as you want. Okay. So now I'm going to change textures. And I'm going to put it next to the other one. It's okay if it crosses over, if it overlaps. Overlapping is good. So let me line that up. And I can take a crayon that's not broken and see how that works. I'm just going to sort of hold it sideways and keep my finger on it because I don't want to break it. But that works too. See, I'm holding it like this instead of like this, because if you push like this, it might snap in half. So I'm sort of holding it down near the point, and I'm just holding it a little bit sideways and rubbing. And see how I'm overlapping the other color, the other texture? It's okay to do that. You can crisscross. So you got to make sure and hold it still. So I'm pushing down with my left hand here. Okay, now I'm going to do another one with a new color. I want it to be really colorful. I even have color sticks. So these are by Crayola color sticks. Sort of like crayons. Ooh, wow. That looks cool. I just keep going until I feel the edge. When you're doing your texture hunt in your house, you can make them as big as you want or as small as you want. And just keep changing colors and fill up the page. I'm not filled up because I still have a bunch of empty space right there. So I'm going to find another texture and another color. Ooh, that's a bumpy texture. And I'm overlapping it too over the Starburst texture. See that? And I have one more spot. So maybe I'll just see what the texture of the table I'm using is. And it's just sort of a smoothish. Okay. So there's my texture rubbing. It's pretty cool. What you could do now, if you want to, is leave it like this, and you can find another piece of paper and maybe glue it down and frame it on a bigger piece of paper, which this is not bigger. But if you have some big color paper or maybe some scrap mail, nope, that won't work either. here's what we can do. You can cut out some shapes. Let's say I want to make a fish tank. So I can draw on the back. I'm going to draw some shapes on the back, maybe some fish shapes. Real simple shapes. Different kinds, and I'm just going to draw bigger ones and maybe smaller ones, but I might go really big here. So you just sort of draw simple shapes, ovals connected to part of a triangle. And I'm going to have one going the other way. Okay. So I'm going to cut, but we're looking at this side instead of drawing my lines and everything on that side. So I'm going to cut. This would be a good time for me to speed up the video so you don't have to watch me cut. But you see when I am cutting, I'm turning the paper. I'm not twisting my arm all crazy like this. I'm just cutting out my fish shapes and putting them to the side. Cut out another one. And you can cut out, maybe we'll make an aquarium. So you can cut out bubbles, you can cut out octopus, you can cut out whatever shapes you want. They do not have to be fish. I'm just doing it right now to show you that it's, you know, simple shapes. Set them aside. You could do seagrass shape. Just draw it all on the back so you don't see your lines. And I can use the scrap that I have left over here to make grass and things like that. I need to get a bigger paper because I want to glue it down on something that looks sort of aquarium-y. And your theme doesn't have to be fish. You could just do shapes, or you could do whatever you like because you are the artist. Okay, so I can use this. So don't ever throw away your scraps right away, because you could change these into, like I said, seagrass, coral, things like that. So take a different paper. It might even be white, or if you only have white paper, an idea. Just have an idea here. If you only have white paper, not a problem. Just take a bluish crayon and color it. Oh, I picked up some textures there. That's okay. I'm going to make this water. This is going to be my fish tank. And you could even do light blue. You can do some crayon that's not broken. Look, I'm overlapping and mixing colors. That is so pretty. Okay. Then I'm going to take my lovely textures and I'm going to place them on. I might have one jumping out. And I'm going to place my fish around. And then I can have my coral. I can go back in and draw in some eyes for my fish. Give them some life. And this one has eyelashes. Fish don't really have eyelashes in real life, but we're not doing real life, we're doing art, and we can do whatever we want. Then, when you've cut out all your shapes, get some glue. A glue stick is fine. And start gluing down with not too much glue, just enough to keep them in place. You don't want it all over the place. Neither do your families if you're working at home. So be careful with your glue. And it's okay if it comes off the page. I'll hold it up in a sec so you can see what's happening. And I could still go in and add seagrass and other details, but here's an idea. This is a texture collage. A collage is when you cut out shapes and glue them down to arrange a new piece of art. So I've used texture, and I've used collage to make a collage. It's a texture collage, okay? I want you to try it, and if you are one of my students, post a picture And if you're not one of my students and you're just watching this for fun, make it and let me know how it goes, okay? Keep creating, artists.